is revealed is that, the police force in Great Britain is ruled over, and I mean all chief constables, are high-level Masons, and the judges and the justice system is ruled over by Masonry, and this is what happens. And even the councils really are, the organizations that govern, towns and cities, and they really also have their own Masonic lodges. I mean, every single council has a Masonic lodge that governs that region, and so really, it's the lowest level in this New World Order power structure. Masonry is the lowest level, it really, really is. But also in these books, there is revelations that in the city of London, they're really also connected to the Venerable Order of St. John of Jerusalem, which is the Knights of Malta. So there you have it again, Vatican knighthoods overseeing the Masonic structure. And this is what happens. I mean, if you look at Freemasonry, the degrees of Masonry, the second highest degree is the Order of Malta, and above that you have the Templars. But really, people are brought into the Vatican structure, or the power structure, through Masonry. And not all, but those that are chosen are brought into the true revelation of the Jesuit power structure through the Knights of Malta and the Order of the Knights Templar. And they're the two highest degrees in Masonry. And for anyone to doubt that the Vatican rules over Masonry, I mean, all you have to do is look at the degrees. Just look at them. There's so many knighthoods. It's just filled with knighthoods, And it's something I found out quite a while ago. But regarding Freemasonry, it's a structure that covers the whole earth, and really it rules over politics. It really does, all across the earth. But it is the lowest level. But it does have tremendous power over governments. I mean, particularly I'm from Great Britain, obviously. Westminster, the House of Lords, the Earls, the Barons, the Dukes, they are all high-level Masons. And, what controls Freemasonry in Great Britain is really what's called the Grandmother Lodge, which is based in London. And the Duke of Kent, at this present time, is the Grand Master of that lodge, and it's from there that World Freemasonry is governed. Obviously in France you have the Grand Orient Lodge, which is powerful over that region across the earth, as in France. In Washington DC you have the Scottish Rite, and the York Rite, obviously, but primarily the Scottish Rite governs Washington DC, and all of the world leaders are actually Masons, and even Pope Benedict, is a Mason. You see him throwing Masonic hand signals all the time, knuckle fists with, all the time with Matthew Festin, who's the Grand Master of the Knights of Malta. He is also a Mason. Barack Obama, when he went to meet the Pope, you can see it on the video I've got online. He actually hides, his knuckle fist grip, with Pope Benedict, who obviously, gave the same one to Matthew Festin, and really what I'm revealing here is that all across the earth, the Masonic network, it really rules over everything. It rules over politics, it rules over the police forces, it rules over the courts, it rules over the governments, it rules over the United Nations, it rules over the banking system, the political system, everything. They're all high-level Masons. And this is what really, holds this whole structure together. It really makes it operate. It really connects it all together. It's high-level Masonry. And the City of London, just to go back to that, the square mile, is run by high-level Freemasonry, and that is the financial headquarters of the New World Order. Is London, the Corporation of London, and I mean, I know personally, people who are high-level Masons who are pastors, and I've challenged them, basically rebuked them as well, but they won't come out of it, so I just dissociated myself from them. I don't want any fellowship, any connection with them, but, I mean, even on a personal level, when I was in St. John's University in Durham, which is an Anglican theological university called St. John's, I've shared that on one of my previous videos outside Durham Cathedral, so I won't elaborate on that much more, but just to say that many of the lecturers there in the Anglican Church at Durham, some were from Oxford, and, Cambridge, mainly from Cambridge, they openly admitted, to being Freemasons, and asked if I was on the square, and I was like, no, I'm not on the square, and the atmosphere changed at that point, and I realised, that everyone there was a high-level Mason, so it's really, an engine of destruction. It's really a Trojan horse organisation. It's created and ruled over by the Jesuits to infiltrate governments, infiltrate the banking system, infiltrate, even the Protestant churches. I mean, everything all across the earth is infiltrated by high-level Masonry. That's the truth. It is the truth. And people go into the depths of Masonry to understand the degrees and the symbols, but let me tell you right now that Freemasonry, if you look at the symbols, they're Babylonian and Egyptian. And the eye there, the eye of Horus, is actually also the eye of the Jesuit general. And the G that you see, I'm talking about, the structure of Masonry. You can go on Google and type in the structure of Masonry, and you will see a chart come up, and it will have all the steps of Masonry and the degrees and so on. But at the top, on the right, you will see the eye